John, you're not new to this experience, man. You've been champ for a while. Recently we've heard a lot of the champs talking about the pressure that builds over time, that sort of thing. Tell us what your experience is like. Are you, gaining comfort as the champ, or are you feeling pressure build each time you come do this?
I would say I'm gaining comfort for sure. Like you said, I've been doing this for quite a while now, and I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to the new wave of challengers and just this increase in competition, starting with Glover to share. I've said recently that I feel as if the majority of my career has been in the fast lane, and that fast lane is my comfort zone.
Yeah. It's incredible thing. I mean, you've been doing this really just almost 6 years exactly. Did you have a timeline to get to this point? Did you ever think, in 6 years you could already be considered the best in the world and maybe one of the best of all time?
Oh man, thanks for that, Maureen. No, I didn't have a timeline. I remember from the very beginning, my first practices. I had changed my voicemail from hey, this is John Jones or whatever, to hey, this is your friend and champion John Bones Jones. I was always speaking, being the world champion. I wrote down, champion 2011 on my autographs and things before I was a champion and things like that. So I always had high hopes on being at the top, and it's great to see, through just the visualization, hard work, dedication, goal setting, that it's all come to pass.
What does it mean to you to be here in Baltimore fighting after your brother having such a big role here in Baltimore?
Oh man, it feels great to be here in Baltimore. I've met so many of the great Baltimore football fans, and now to be here in the center is going to be awesome. Arthur's won a Super Bowl here in Baltimore, and now I get to win my world title here in Baltimore, and I'm just excited about the whole thing. I'm glad to do it. It was a huge reason why I accepted the fight. Actually, Dana White and I were having a lot of disagreements about when I would fight next, and he said, "Hey, how about Baltimore?" And I jumped all over the opportunity. I didn't care about the day at the time.
John, is it true you let go your wrestling coach?
No, that's not true.
Not true.
That's not true.
What's the story?
I'm not going to get into the story, but me and Izzy, we're doing just fine.
Yeah. Was he there for your whole camp?
Yeah, he was there for my whole camp, yeah.
John, the fact that Art's no longer a Raven, does that change anything at all? That he left for other pastors?
I hope it doesn't change anything as far as my reception with the fans. Arthur did win a Super Bowl here, for Baltimore. So I think our family's name will always be connected to Baltimore. So I'm expecting a lot of great energy.
Arthur's going to be here?
Yes, Arthur's going to be here. Arthur, Chandler, my mom and dad, they all get in tomorrow. So I'm excited. We're going to have a nice, strong bond, and it's going to be great to get together.
The time that you've had off in between fights, did you at all change the way you feel about your desire to be a champion? That grow?
No, I haven't changed at all. I feel as if my desire to be a champion is stronger than ever. I've been motivated to perform on a higher level, and that's what I'm preparing to do this Saturday.
You're used to the critics; they're all over you all the time. But do you feel like you have to finish Glover off to get them off your back a little bit?
No, I don't feel as if I need to finish Glover. Glover is a well-respected fighter, and any victory over someone at Glover's level is a thing that should be respected. Especially, the guy hasn't lost in a very long time. So I do put a pressure on myself to perform at a high level and to be dominant, but I don't feel as if I need to impress fans or get them off my back or anything like that.
John, true or false? Glover Teixeira is a head hunter when it comes to striking.
False. Glover's been known to throw lots of body shots, especially when he gets guys covering real hard. I see him throw shots to the liver and to the left side of the body a lot.
John, I know they all consider you the pound for pound best fighter in the world, but what's with all the guys calling you out now, retired and unretired?
Recently Chuck has been making some comments about me, saying things like if he was still fighting, he would walk through my punches and knock me out. And I just look at it as flattery, really. Just a few years ago, I was a young kid in college, looking at Chuck Liddell with my mouth wide open, just looking at him as if he was a god. And now I have him, comparing himself to me and trying to stay relevant through me. It's flattering.
How would you have finished them in the octagon?
Well, I think we saw, towards the end of his career, it wasn't too pretty. I mean, Rich Franklin knocked him out with a jab. So it's like, for him to say he would walk through my punches, that just discredits himself right there.
Do you wish the guys like that would give you a little more credit? I mean,
No,
you use it for motivation, but is there a party that's like, why can't you guys just like recognize my resume?
Right. I've gotten to the point now where I realize I'm not going to be a fan favorite. Maybe it'll change over time, but right now I'm not. And I need to just embrace it, be comfortable with it, and just see it all for what it is. I try to look at it for just really what it is. Maybe it could be a slight sense of jealousy by some of these fighters. Maybe it could be, I really don't know what it is. But it's like I'm happy in life, and that's why you don't see me coming out insulting other people. I think that other people are content with where I'm at, and it infuriates them in some ways, and they come out and they make themselves look weak by talking crap about me. And that's why I feel.
How did you get to that point where you came to that realization that you kind of lived
It's just by waking up every day, John Jones, really. Reading the comments, reading the positive and the negative, and just living with it. And eventually, you have to just formulate some solutions in your mind. And I think I'm right on in some ways.
Has it been painful? Personally painful to you?
No, it hasn't been painful at all. I think on the way to this point, it has been. Just always wondering why aren't I a fan favorite? Why am I getting criticized so hard all the time, stuff like that. But at this point, it's just like it's really not painful at all. I look at it this way: as long as I'm taking care of my family and breaking records and continuing to excel and continuing to find new endorsements and things like that, everything's working. And being loved isn't necessarily. It doesn't have to be, Muhammad Ali was hated, and then he was loved at the very end. Floyd Mayweather was hated, and a lot of people are really coming around on him. So I'm just remaining positive and trying not to offend too many people along this way, and just hope for the best, end result.
You made some comments about the last fight, the Gustafsson fight, saying that you were 80%. Now, what does that mean? You weren't healthy? You didn't train as hard? What do you mean by that?
There was a lot of things that were just off in my last camp.
Can you give us an example? Just one small one.
Well, I do like a treadmill sprint that we set the incline and the speed at a certain speed or whatnot, incline, and we run it over and over again, and my numbers lets me know where I'm at, my fitness level lets me know where I'm at, and my numbers were low at the end of my camp, and I felt like I was working hard, but at the same time I was going through the motions with a lot of it. I watched Gustafsson fight, and I was just so stuck on saying, this guy's tall like me, yeah, but he's not me, and I was seeing a lot of sloppy things in his game, and I just felt, okay, yeah, that was nice, that wasn't nice, but when we get out there, I'm gonna turn out and be a guy who performs better than you practice. I just had faith that I was gonna dominate him no matter how good or bad my camp was going. And my fight didn't go too good. Credit to Alexander for sure. I mean, he came, he showed up, he did his part. And I know with all my heart that I've trained a lot better. I've been more dedicated. I've studied longer hours. I've taken opponents way more seriously. I feel as if I didn't give it my full effort, and it showed in the fight.
Did your coaches agree that you didn't give it the full effort?
My coaches agreed, but we are a very optimistic program. So, they look at things like, hey, Warriors back in the day, they would go into combat with battle wounds from the previous battle, and so it's like whether my numbers are showing to be accurate or higher than past camps. We just felt as if, hey, the Warrior, no excuses, let's go play the game. But after the fight, we started acknowledging a lot of stuff that I could have done better, and they brought it to the light. Hey, it's time for you to really kick your game up in every way, shape, or form, and really give yourself the best chances of being successful, because nothing's promised.
So does that mean the rematch means something? Because it seems like you've kind of said, you're dismissing the rematch. Like, if it happens, it happens. It's not important to me. But hearing you say that, is it important for you to go out there and show, hey, that wasn't the best me?
I know it wasn't the best me, and I don't really feel like as if I have to prove anything. I think me and Alexander's rematch is inevitable. I think it's gonna happen sooner or later. But yeah, I mean,
Would it be sweet to do it?
I'm happy fighting. the best guys in the world. And I think to everyone else, you know, Alexander, like I don't feel like I have to go back and prove anything against Alexander. I won. You know, the going got tough, and I won. I pulled it out. You know, I kicked the field goal and won by the skin of my teeth. So to me, you know, fighting new challenges, fighting everybody around the world, all these different talents, all the other guys who have made quotes about me everywhere. I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to conquer the whole thing. I don't feel like I necessarily have unfinished business. I think when we fight again, we'll happen when it happens.
So with that in mind, I mean, you envision a scenario where if you win this fight, then maybe that fight's not next. And we're starting to hear Phil Davis talk up a lot, and obviously he's a top-ranked guy as well. I mean, so do you envision a scenario where maybe that rematch isn't next?
Well, you know, what I need to do is just take one fight at a time and figure out how this fight's gonna go. But yeah, I mean, nothing's guaranteed. And, you know, like I said, I'm here to fight the best guys in the world. And I think right now, a lot of people really want to see the rematch, and so maybe that is what's next. But we'll have to see how the cards play out.
What does Glover Teixeira do differently than any of your previous opponents? You're used to a wide variety of guys. What makes him distinct from the rest of us?
You know, just his completeness. You know, he hits hard. He's a solid boxer. You know, I found guys like that before. Guys like Rampage. The guy can take you down. He has a nice shot. You know, I fought guys like that before. Guys like Rashad. You know, this guy is very fast right hand. Very powerful punches. I fought guys with powerful punches before. I fought black belts before. He just mixes together very well. So I just feel like in order to beat this guy, I need to be the very best version of myself as possible in order to conquer all these different styles that he has to offer. And I feel as if I've done that. I feel very well prepared. I take him very seriously. I think it's been underestimated by the masses, and I haven't even thought about it.
You both